Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. What time is it? 9:13 a.m. on a Sunday. Yeah, it's gonna be a hot one today. Yeah, my car shows about 86 degrees right now. Eesh. Yeah, it's gonna be another hot day today. So anyway, I decided to watch some YouTube videos in the morning as I typically do, and without mentioning names, without mentioning anyone's name, of which this YouTuber constantly mentions the names of the other YouTubers, I guess, and also e-bike companies. You may have seen her talk about her dislike of 72 volt e-bikes. Yeah. Well, you know, here's my feeling on that. I'll put my 2 cents in too. I might as well. Um, I guess it's her opinion, right? It's her opinion, and others do not have the same opinion. Some feel it's perfectly fine. Others feel it's dangerous. Others feel, you know, it's not for them. I think this type of situation, you have to make the decision yourself. I've always wondered myself about the legalities of how companies are able to bring in product that doesn't match the classifications that the United States have put together. As for e-bikes, we have class 1, 2, and 3. Well, these bikes do not fit those classifications, right? And you might be wondering, let me say this too, you might be wondering why I'm talking about it here and not on the Russ is Right channel, which is an e-bike channel. Well, I said that this channel is basically for me to express whatever views I feel like expressing, whether it's e-bike related or not. And I know many of you guys who watch this channel also watch Russ is Right. So there you go. Not all of you do, but I'm sure some of you do. So you might know of this other YouTuber who's very much against 72 volt e-bikes and speed. Yeah, I don't know about the speed. Maybe she's not that so much against speed, but she's definitely against the 72 volts because she's made several videos about it. So yeah, I do watch the videos from the other YouTubers, and sometimes I look at it and I go, really? They really think that? So here's my 2 cents, rather than just shy away and not say anything about it, because I'll guarantee you many of the other YouTubers who do e-bike related content probably have seen her videos, or at least somebody's told them about, hey, you should check this video out. So here's my feeling on it. It's okay if she doesn't like 72 volt e-bikes. That's her choice, right? And she mentions that she's an advocate to help us about keeping us all safe and everything like that. I think most of the riders can make the decision themselves which way they want to go. If they want to go fast, it's up to them. If they want to go slow, it's up to them. It's really more about is responsibility. Being responsible in how you ride, and making those type of decisions. But I've always wondered how companies are able to get products through, because I've always kind of thought that if something is not considered in the legal class, that it wouldn't be sellable in the United States. But apparently it is. Apparently it is, because according to our classifications, it's not really these 72 volts that's the issue. The issue is the motor wattage, really. So class 1, 2, and 3 is 750 watt motors. Well, some of these 72 volt e-bikes have motors that'll do 5,000 plus. Yeah, so they're technically not within the 750. And I think the way that they get around that is they put the motors to limit at 750 when it's sewed. So in other words, They leave it at class 2 classification, meaning you could only pedal and throttle to 20 miles per hour. And then the motor will only output about 750 watts of power. Okay, so technically at that point it's legal, right? However, that doesn't mean that if you go into the menu of the bike and on the display screen and you change that, then technically at that point it's not legal for you to ride that in certain areas of your town, right? Now that's not to say that you can't unlock it to 10,000, 20,000 watts. You could do that if you like, if the motor is able to do that, as long as you don't ride it on, the streets and wherever you're only allowed to ride 750 watt motor e-bikes. They usually always say it's for you to ride it in private property. I don't have large enough property to ride to ride an e-bike and have fun. Maybe I could ride around my backyard, hit a top speed of 50 miles an hour on your backyard, and you're one side of the fence to the other side of the fence. Most of us don't have private property to be able to ride sufficiently at that speed or even distance. How many acres do you need to make it worth going that fast? But anyway, so I think that's how I think most of these companies get around it, to be able to sell that. Now, let me tell you this. On my particular bike that will do 60 volts, okay? And its top speed I've gotten is like 40 miles per hour. If you put that into class 2, and I've tried this, I've even made a video on it, that bike is kind of a slug. I've said this before, it is very slow. And the reason is because it's so heavy. It's a very heavy bike, right? It has to be. It has to be in order to sustain, the speeds and the torque and everything like that for the bike. It has to be. So if you leave it in its class 2 operation, it's going to be kind of a slug. It's barely moving to get to 20 miles per hour. It'll take a while. So in my opinion, people who buy that particular bike, I'm sure you know which bike I'm referring to, they usually unlock it, which I did too. I unlocked it. Once you do that, technically that might not be legal on the streets, right? So one of the other YouTubers, his name will be unmentioned here as well, I guess, since I haven't mentioned the other persons, recently made a video. Somebody brought it to my attention, that he mentions me in his video that even I am okay with a more powerful bike. Yeah, it's true. I am okay with it. It's not that I will ride it at 40 miles an hour all the time. I use it for the emergency application, that if I'm doing something and I see something and I've got to get out of the way quickly, I know my bike can do it. I mean, it's got a quick pickup. I can get out of that situation quickly. Then I'm back to my normal speeds, right? So in that sense, I feel that having that power is worth having that power. Now, technically, is that legal for you to leave it that way? And the answer would be no. Yeah, it wouldn't be, because if you have to go by the letter of the law, it's not. Now, thanks for your mention too, and you know who you are. No, I'm not against it, but I'm against riding irresponsibly. That's really what I'm against. I have no problem with bikes that have 72 volts. I have no problems with bikes that have high wattage motors, as long as you don't use it for trick riding or whatever type of riding you're doing. As long as you're riding responsibly, I think it's perfectly fine. I've said all along that the bike industry really should just do a speed limit if you want. There's no reason to limit wattages on the motors, or whether they use a throttle or don't use a throttle at 20 miles an hour. I mean, that makes no sense to me at all. If you pedal at 20 miles an hour and you run into somebody, that's going to hurt just as much as if you throttle to 20 miles an hour and run into somebody. It really matters not at all. It really doesn't. I don't understand who's making these laws, because it makes no sense. So now, having said that, I've had people say, you're trying to limit our speed. No, I'm not trying to limit our speed. What I'm trying to do is make it such that that if we have to make a compromise somewhere, I'd rather you not ban all of our bikes. I'd rather that you just limit our speed, if that's the case. I'd rather be able to ride than not ride at all. You see what I'm saying? Even if that riding means a 20 mile an hour limit, then oh well. I mean, that's better than not riding at all, isn't it? And let me say this too: 15 miles an hour is not reasonable. not for an e-bike. I would say 20. If you're gonna limit us, 20, not 15. I mean, it's just too slow. I mean, if you think about it, even on our throttles that are limited to 20 miles per hour, I'd rather be able to max out my throttle and know I'm not going to pass that 20. But at this point, if you put it at 15, if I hit my throttle a little too much, I might be at 20 and not your 15. You see what I'm saying? Oh, then they're just going to drop our throttles to 15. No, I don't want you to drop the throttle to 15. I want you to raise the minimum to 20. I mean, I feel bad for the guys in New York, they're stuck at a lower I think they're 15, right? Are you 15 or 12? I don't know. Either way, come on. That's a little slow, in my opinion. But they are heavily populated in certain areas, and sometimes the bikes ride a little bit, a little recklessly, I would have to say. I would have to say that, yeah. I've seen it. I've been in New York before. I've seen it. It's usually, delivery guys and whatever. So... But when you limit our speeds, you have to kind of look at what are they using the bike for. People have mentioned the DoorDash guys. If you limit it so slow to 15, how are these guys going to be able to make a living? How are they able to get the food to the customer as promised? How long is it going to take them to get there? It's true. It's going to take them longer. So anyway, it's responsible riding is what I'm saying. So this whole 72 volt issue to me is a non-issue. It's not the voltage issue, okay? It's basically the responsibility of the riding issue. That's the problem, okay? So anyways, this person who has been talking about 72 volts admits that she has ridden high-speed bikes and the like. She says she's not against the high speed. It sounds like she's against the voltage of the battery, saying that it's not safe to do. Well, it's still up to the people who are buying it, I think. Not so much for her to make a decision for you and cause all this stuff. Now, others have asked me my opinion on her, and I've reserved my opinion. I have met her before. Yeah, I met her out in Arizona, but I don't think she was against it at that time because it wasn't a big deal yet. But I'll say this, she's not winning lots of friends in the industry. I'll guarantee you that. Anybody who voices opinions to that extent, will start losing friends and companies. Yeah, because of that voicing. It's her choice. I'm not going to stop her. She does what she wants, right? Just like we do what we want. It's just like this video. It's just my opinion, right? And I think she gets away with it by saying this is my opinion, I guess if you say it's my opinion, she's not outright stating a fact, right? She's just basically saying it's my opinion. There you go. So whether you believe her opinion or you don't, it's up to you as well. And I know a number of people who do believe it, because you can see the like button being pushed, on those videos. So she claims that she's not doing it for the views and stuff. But I will tell you that I've noticed that her view count has gone up a lot whenever she does a video like that versus a video that's not. I've always said, and I've told many of my subscribers this before, on Russ is Right at least, all I have to do is just make a video that says I got hurt, or look, I'm doing really fast, or something that's controversial. But all I have to do is make a video like that, and I'll guarantee my view counts will jump like crazy. I mean, when I fell off the e-trike, remember that one? Man, that video jumped like crazy. Yeah, people want to see what happened to you, right? So anything that's out of the norm is going to have a huge jump, but you can't sustain that forever. Okay. She claims that she's not doing it for that purpose. She wants to keep us safe. That's okay. I'm okay with that. You can keep us safe, but it is her opinion, right? It's not anything other than her opinion. Now, will companies go out and go further to stop her from that? I don't know if they can. As long as she continues to keep saying it's my opinion. I don't know how the law states that type of thing, whether she would get herself in trouble by doing that. But I hope she doesn't. But still, she's not gaining a lot of friends by continuing with comments like that. And when she comes out and mentions the name of the other channels, I'm sure those other channels aren't happy with her either when she does that. Will they do anything about it? I don't know. Maybe they'll make a video about it. One of them has already made kind of a video about it. You know who you are. I know you watch me. So yeah, you're brave for doing it. But then again, she's mentioned you too. And in today's video, as I watched it, she mentions you specifically in the video towards the end. So watch that one. I'm sure you're watching anyway. We'll see what happens. It's kind of an interesting thing. It's almost like influencer pitted against other influencers. I just chuckle at it and see where it plays out. Is she going to mention me? Oh, she might. Who knows? Other influencers have mentioned me before. As long as you don't defame me for whatever reason, But anyway, I try to stay as neutral as I can. But sometimes, when you see this over and over and over, because she's made many videos about it now, it's like, really? Are you done with this topic yet? Do you have to keep doing it? Makes you wonder, sometimes. But anyway, chime in and let me know what you think. If you know who it is, keep it to yourself. No need to mention her channel name or the other people's channel names. Yeah, I don't want to defame anybody. But this is only my opinion. It's my opinion on all this. All right, anyways, I'm almost at church. So if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let me know what you think about all this mess. Yeah, it is kind of a mess. Yeah, put a comment. Talk to you guys next time.